All right, it's your boy Jay McLovin. As you can see, we've now gotten our, if you take a little picture of the dials there, we've gotten our pressure up to about 260-ish. So now we're gonna go ahead and put our brisket on. So right now I'm gonna have Melanie look at that sexy bad boy. Have you ever seen anything so beautiful? Dang. All right, time to put this bad boy on.
You want to put it fat side down to start, so you just kind of need to flip it into there.
All right. I'm gonna do this. Do it like this. Oh, come on, baby. Let's go to daddy. If you'll notice, again, the point or the thickest part is actually right towards facing the firebox. That's so that thicker part of the fat can render down without drying out the back part.
Lift it up a little bit and let me see what the bottom looks like, because I think you've got the lean side down and the fat side up.
I knew I put it on the, okay, my bad.
Just flip it. Be careful. There you go.
Do we need to put more rub on, or is that good?
No, it's perfect.
All right, folks. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna close this bad boy down. I'm gonna take off my gloves. Again, I don't ever handle meat without gloves or having washed my hands. So make sure you're keeping it sanitary so you don't destroy your hard work. Okay. So now we're sitting at about...
We had it open, so you're gonna have to wait for the heat to build back up a little bit.
So what I usually do with that is I take my secondary device and I put a little crack cocaine in the wood box until I get my fire back up to where it needs to go. Oh, I gotta go get my, well, okay, that's okay. I got the fire lit.
Yeah.
So I got the fire lit.
The blower will actually push some of the heat from the firebox into the smoker, so you can keep your heat up a little bit better if it's not doing it very naturally.
Yeah, we're sitting right about 220, 230 right now.
Yeah, it's just got to get back up from it.
Yeah, it will.
It down. And I'm going to close this up a little, not a lot, because you still need a good ventilation going through there, so the heat travels from the smoke box, the air pushes it through the smoke box into the smoker, and then it goes out the flue up here. So I think I've got a good setting on my flue. It's about 50% open. We're going to monitor the temperatures and see if we need to close it up a little bit.
All right, real quick. So the time right now is 6:32. We're going to go about 3 hours, but we're not going to open it up. We're going to keep it right there at this temperature for 3 hours. And then as soon as we lift that lid up at the 3 hour mark, we're going to drop our thermometer in there. See where our temperature in the meat is. It should be around, I think, what, 160 mil? I believe at the end of that 3 hour mark.
Yeah, it should be about pushing 160, yeah.
So push about 160, you want your meat temp at that 3 hour mark when you lift up the lid. After that, that's when we go to the marinade side of it. And once we open that lid up at the 3 hour mark, we're gonna baste the top of it, close it down, raise up the temperature just a little bit, go for another hour, and then we're gonna baste and flip, go another hour, baste and flip, until you've reached a total of 6 hours. So we will be done with this 6 hour part of it at about 12:30 at night, about a little after midnight. We should be done with the first 6 hours of it. At that point, then we're gonna raise it up, and to get past the stall, which is where you can't get any more on there, we'll amp up the heat just a little bit more, take a little higher, get past the stall, so your meat, because if you're in the stall too long, it will dry out over time. So you want to keep that. Am I right or wrong on that, Mel?
Yeah, you're right.
So we want to push through the stall, which is about hour 7 or 8, and then finish the rest, and then we'll take it off. By that time, we'll have already flipped the brisket 3 times. We will have basted it 3 times. We're gonna put it back in some aluminum foil. We'll probably put it a little bit towards the back of the pit. At that time, I'll probably throw on my ribs. Would that be about the time to throw on the ribs, you think? We'll probably throw on our ribs about that time. And then we'll go a little longer, doing the same process even with the ribs, you know, keep basting it, so forth. And then at some point, we'll knock out the chicken about 2 or 3 hours before the 12 hours is up. So that's kind of the process. So stay tuned. This was video number 3, or episode number 3. And we will come back with episode 4 at the end of the 3-hour mark. Check back.